$50,000 in debt.
What that mouth do?
$50,000 in debt for OF.
It's the best tea I've ever tasted. Badu's pussy is...
Don't forget to join the Discord. The link is in the description below. The internet is an extremely powerful tool, and one thing that I've noticed about the internet is the fact that not only are we able to do anything and everything we want through the internet, but because we can do this, a lot of people can really take advantage of it. But now see, one thing I really have to bring to y'all's attention is the fact that not only is it so difficult to search up anything on TikTok without seeing some cheeks.
Something really weird's going on. I'll be on the app, right? Then I'll type in something like a car or like, let's say Spider-Man, and somehow, some way, without fail, it will be either a thirst trap or a girl shaking butt.
But on top of that, everything on the internet is getting way too sexualized.
No argument here.
OF models, corn stars, YouTubers, streamers, TikTokers, Instagram models. And realistically speaking, there's way more of these groups as well, but I can't be bothered listing all of them. As I've spent a decent amount of time on the internet, it's kind of clear to see that a lot of these groups actually are very synonymous with each other. And to be fair, they do have their differences, but we gotta be honest with ourselves because they have two main factors that they really share with each other. The first one is pretty obvious, they're all on the same internet. But the second half is kind of interesting because they all tend to inadvertently promote to children. And I'm not saying that it's their intention to do anything towards anything related to children, but I'm just saying it's a weird connection. But back to the main video, because since the beginning of time, hornballs have existed on the internet for a very long time. You'd be surprised as to how much culture was developed on the internet by gooners. And I'd be okay with it if it'd stay on the internet specifically, but a lot of this stuff is seeping into the real world. And stuff like this is really just showing how chronically online a lot of folks are. And because of this, I genuinely believe that we have too many mentally immature people who are walking around like they're adults. It's a strange world that we live in right now, and I can't even lie, everything's getting way too out of hand. Social media has become a cesspool of gooners. Yes, I said it. Social media has literally become a cesspool of gooners. And real talk, if you're not a gooner, you probably on the verge of becoming extremely mentally ill, or you honestly just an NPC. Social media has become a double-edged sword in our society. Not only has it become one of the most useful tools for entertainment and communication towards other humans around the world, but it really helps us bring upon change, not only in our collective lives as humans, but our individual lives as well too. We got folks on here making music, starting their own clothing brands, to even doing some superb ass abilities that they're showing and sharing to everyone around the world. Social media has almost become intertwined with our society to the point that a lot of us really can't live without it. And now see, that's the other half of the sword, because with all the great things that it does bring for us, we also get cut by it as well when we use it. Not only does it give us a lot of information about different things going on around the world, but at the same time, it kind of skews a lot of our mentalities and understanding of how the world actually works. Social media even ruins the capabilities of having proper relationships with other people. A lot of y'all are too focused on the bullshit and the bullshit content that comes with it.
And have a female friend, because women get all the benefits of having platonic male friends, and man gets nothing.
And I'm not just talking about dating either, I'm talking about just general friendships as well. And let me just talk on dating for 1 second, because real talk, a lot of y'all are genuinely cooked. Not only do y'all have unrealistic expectations, but a lot of y'all don't even fit the expectations that you even want from the other person. Like real talk, half of y'all don't even got friends. What makes you think you can even get into a relationship with a partner and communicate with them? And it's crazy too, because a lot of the people who do have these problems in the world tend to find refuge in the internet. The goal for them is to find a space of people who they can relate to and even share the same experiences. It's like a cult of gooners just sitting in one space talking about the same things over and over again. And when I say this as well, I'm really talking about everybody, not just men. I'ma be so real with you, it feels like the internet has become a cesspool of just gooners. And there really is a reason for this. I don't know if some of y'all watched my last video, but I actually referred to an idea of how to make a lot of money on the internet. And real talk, this concept is based off of selling to kids. And when I say this, I'm really talking about the fact that folks really make channels out here dedicated for just children to watch. And that's really just the other side of the coin, because another way to really make money off the internet is sex. And it's crazy because this concept works in almost every single industry. I can't even lie, it's probably even existed throughout human history. Pimps have really been making a killing for so many years, and nobody nobody really thinks about it. But let's reel it back to the internet, because in all honesty, a lot of this sexual content is really pushed out onto the internet for many viewers. And I'm gonna be so real, the market is really young men. Folks who really can't make good relationships with other people around them. Folks who got money but really don't know how to use it. To the folks who are really lonely and a mess. These are the people that are out here paying for some sex, and I can't even lie, the people who are selling it are making a killing. And on the internet as well, this is basically free eats, because these people really think they're about to get something out of it. Like, some of these folks genuinely believe that they're actually creating relationships with these adult stars. And a lot of this degrading and degenerate behavior is really promoted throughout the internet. Like, real talk, we got YouTubers, streamers, and many different TikTokers pushing this type of sexual content almost all the time. And I'm gonna be so real, a lot of your fans are not slow at all. But back to the main topic, because we really gotta talk about it. A lot of these content creators really be pushing and promoting a lot of porn stars on their content. Like, I don't know what it is, but it feels like mad content creators are using sex and horrible relationships to push their content even further. And I don't know what to say, but it really gets to a point, especially for the fact that a lot of these big content creators have a main predominant fan base of literal children. Me personally, it's really uncomfortable to see stuff like that, because at the same time, I know for a fact that me as an adult watching this video is not the same as a kid watching this video. As an adult, I'm becoming less of a sponge to information, so a lot of this stuff goes in through one ear and out the other. But I know for a fact, for a kid, this is a completely different story. Like, I deadass remember the video that caused me to literally fall into the most horrible addiction I've ever had. And I know for a fact that a lot of y'all came down with this same situation, because when Nicki Minaj dropped that Anaconda music video, bro, every single young boy in that time period who observed that music video was set down a horrible path. That music video was a catalyst to so many people's addictions. And if I come back to it now, I swear on everything I love, it's not even that bad. Like, real talk, music videos nowadays are at the level of softcore degeneracy. Like, nowadays, you're gonna see almost anything and everything in a music video.
Yes, I filmed with Nicki. The first day we filmed 3 sets.
And let me not forget, because to all the content creators who really went out of their way and pushed that Gucci third leg situation, y'all just made bro a bag, because I can't even lie, y'all gave this man more exposure than he's possibly ever had. Like, I'm gonna be so honest with y'all, this is the first time I'm ever hearing about any of these people involved in anything. And realistically speaking, if this is what we're talking about on the internet as a collective group, I'm just so disappointed, because why are we talking about somebody getting burnt? On top of that, these folks aren't even close to anything of what we relatively regard as famous or even relevant to any conversation whatsoever. And I'm not saying we don't inform the world about folks who are genuinely doing bad things and burning people, but what I'm not gonna do is start entertaining the antics or the BS that's going on with all this stuff. At this point, it has to be a joke, because bro who was burning people isn't even getting canceled or nothing. We got folks out here who are still buying bro's products, people who are still interacting with his media. He may not be able to hunch anymore, but he can most definitely sell products now to a lot of people. And on top of that, what makes it even more stupid is the fact that y'all are all collectively gooners. Anyone who really went out of their way to pay attention to all that news media about him burning people, you are all gooners. There's no way in hell that we're interacting with drama that's in the adult star space. Like, it's actually embarrassing at this point. And because of that, I've really got to shed light to one of the most important factors in our modern world, because everything seems so sexualized for no real reason. We've got little children out here talking about anything and everything to do with adult activities, and I can't even lie, this is something that's so strange to me. I think the internet has a high responsibility for this, especially for the fact that on the internet, we're posting and showing anything and everything now. And on top of that, everything's so easily accessible. It's kind of crazy, because Twitter doesn't even make it hard for you to find the adult content. And I'm gonna be honest, if it's not Twitter that you're getting this content from, you're probably gonna hear it from your favorite content creator, or you'll most definitely see it on another social media platform. Either way, you're simply just not escaping any of this sexualized content, and a lot of the time, it's always gonna be pushed into your face. And the effects of this is extremely bad, because we got a lot of folks with not only unrealistic expectations on life, but on top of that, we literally have a loneliness epidemic as well. Like, we really got folks out here who genuinely can't have normal human interactions. And when I say normal human interactions, I'm not just talking about talking. I mean that they literally can't even stand in the same space as a lot of humans. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I really gotta put you onto some game that someone put me onto. Cause deadass, bro literally said to me one time, he said, I don't know how it is for the girls, but frequent masturbation and hypersexual behavior is a very large sign of loneliness. A lot of y'all are simply extremely lonely, and you don't have the capability to actually interact with other people. A lot of y'all don't have strong friendships that feel real. And because of that, y'all can't hold strong relationships that actually have substance to them. on. And this is the same situation for folks who have multiple sexual partners. Like, y'all, hear me out here. If you're having multiple sexual partners, it's at the same level as beating your meat. Deadass is literally two sides of the same coin. And I know a lot of people aren't gonna agree with this opinion, but at the same time, I don't really give a fuck. Cause from my perspective, it just seems like y'all are on two ends of the same spectrum. Both of y'all are trying to fill a void of loneliness with either multiple partners or corn, and at the same time, it's not doing anything for you. And to the folks that be talking about all box feels the same, I can't even lie, a lot of y'all are sex addicts. If you genuinely become numb to that feeling, it literally just shows the fact that you're an addict to it. You've already done it enough to the point that it don't even feel good no more. And I'm also talking about the folks who be shooting blanks too. You are an addict. Once you start feeling numbness to natural human reactions, that's when you know you have a problem. And I genuinely hope this video is your turning point, because in all honesty, if it's not, hey, you might be cooked, gang. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of media has more control over your mental health than anything else. I can't lie, at this point it's become a follow the leader type situation, and it's actually genuinely becoming scary to see how people are developing. We're seeing the same figureheads talking about relationships and interactions with other people while having bad relationships. We're seeing folks out here giving some of the worst advice to a group of people who are just lost. We're seeing children out here being used for money and gain and put into positions that they genuinely should not be put in whatsoever. It feels like at this point in time, all adult things are seeping down to little children. Like, I specifically remember a time where any adult activity or things related to grown-ups was not even spoken or interacted with by children. Like, I remember there was a point in time when my mom would tell me to cover my eyes and ears if any adult stuff happened on TV. Half the time I'd be leaving the room because she wouldn't even let me see or interact with that stuff. But nowadays, like I said before, it's so easily accessible to the point that it's just like a follow the leader situation. We got adults trying to be adults, pushing a dumbass mentality to a bunch of impressionable ass children. And I'm gonna be honest, playing the blame game is not gonna fix the problem. We really gotta go out of our way and push out more healthier content. Sexual content is most definitely never leaving the internet, but what we can do is be louder voices. But this is the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. God bless y'all and have a nice day.